Hey, it's Editor Johnny here. I'm just letting you know that before this week's episode starts, this one's a little weird. We had some last minute recording difficulties with and Marc was delayed and wasn't able to make it. But I had already hit the recording button, and me and Matt just started talking for like an hour, and then so that's what most of this is. It's just me and him going on a talk. It's a little bit different than what Internet Down normally is, but it's just a nice conversation. All the cameras are messed up, so we had without Marc there, so we had to just make this one an audio one. But video and stuff does actually come back at the end when Marc finally shows up, and you get to see the reaction of what happens once we're all back together and stuff like that. This is legitimately one of the funniest podcasts I think I've ever done. I was crying laughing at multiple points, and that's why I legitimately wanted to put it out so badly, is because it was just that much fun to do. So enjoy. We'll be back to regularly scheduled nonsense shortly, but enjoy this little treat. 257 all my life. You want to know what movie I picked up the other day?
What movie?
Booyah. I don't know if you can see it.
Ooh.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
It's a horror movie, but like,
It's
ooh.
what are you talking? It says it's a blast.
Um, a blast to the face?
It ain't no game. It's a live action thrill ride.
Well, those are fucking words
It came
that
from the
exist in English
Washington
language.
Post.
Those are words that exist in the English language. They're not right, but they are words that exist in the English language.
And eye popping special effects.
Hmm.
Buckle up and hang on tight. The discovery of a parallel universe launches you into the adventure of a lifetime. Mario and Luigi, two wacky plumbers, undertake the daring quest to save the princess and Dino Hatton. A hidden
It's
world
so bad, Johnny.
where the inhabitants evolved from dinosaurs. Mario, Bob Hoskin, Dash, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Luigi, John Leguizamo, Dash regarding Harry, faced deadly challenges from the diabolical Lizzo King, Dennis Hopper, Dash, Hoosers, and must battle giant reptilian Goombas, outwit misfit thuds, and undermine a sinister scheme to take over the world. Blast off for this non-stop excitement with the Super Mario Brothers, the live-action thrill ride that dazzles moviegoers everywhere.
Mark says, first, I never said late. I said I'll never miss one. Second, I'm gonna miss this one. Do without me.
Oh, well, okay, well, I have to go change the thingy.
Did we do it without him, or did we just not do it this week?
That's your call.
Let's see if we can get someone else in. Because I don't know how much banter me and you can have for like an hour.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I woke up from a nap
Uh-huh.
maybe 30 minutes ago. Um,
I mean, this is kind of pushing it. Like, so
yeah,
this is definitely pushing your deadline, right? What do you think about Sunday?
I can do it.
Can you do it Sunday?
Yeah, I can do it.
Because I'm off Sunday. I'm free Sunday.
Yeah, I can do it. We'd have to record later in the day, but yeah, I don't think I have anything.
I mean,
Also,
Mrs. Mark.
second, I'm gonna miss this one. I'll just continue to read the backs of movies in my general vicinity, and we'll
Okay.
put that out for this week's episode.
Just you reading movies.
Yeah, just me.
I'm totally for it.
Here, what about we got yeah. It's Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Ooh, that's a
Brad
great
Pitt
movie.
and
Actually.
Angelina Jolie smolar in the sizzle live action film from the director of The Bourne Identity. After 5 or 6 years. It says after 5, parentheses, or 6.
Not
Was this a
100%
plot
sure.
point in the movie, or did they just not decide? I don't remember that being a point of contention in the movie. Years of vanilla wedding bliss. Ordinary suburbanites John and Jane Smith, Pitt and Jolie, as if you couldn't tell by the fact
If
that
you
they're,
didn't know who it was
yeah,
already, it's Brad Pitt and Jolie
are
and Angelina
stuck in a
Jolie. If
rut
you didn't know who that was,
of the grand a rut the size of the Grand Canyon until the truth comes out. Unbeknownst to each other, they are both coolly lethal. That's not an adjective.
oh my God, Johnny.
Highly paid assassins working in for rival organizations, and when they discover each they're each other's target. That's not no. When they discover they're each other's target, that's a
Yes.
bad. Their secret lives collide in a fun, explosive, and wicked commentary. Pent up passion, non-stop action, and high-tech weaponry that gives an all-new meaning to Death Do Us Part. Rated PG-13.
It's so corny. It's so corny. Oh my God. It was that. Is that what? Oh my God. Also, by the way, like solid movie. Like straight up a good movie, but a horribly.
Pick a number between
Go
1
on.
to 8.
8.
8. High school senior Rennie Wickman is in for the ride of her life and possibly her death when she and her classmate take a graduation cruise to New York City with a crazed serial killer stowaway. That's Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, it is. It sure is, Johnny. It sure is. Oh,
What do we already go with?
5.
Oh, you want me to read 5? Hold up.
Yeah, 5.
Let me see 5. What's number 5? Which one is 5? Oh, that's a new. Okay. Young Tommy Jarvis may have escaped from Crystal Lake, but he's still haunted by his nemesis, the maniacal serial killer, Jason Voorhees.
Another one of those. Okay.
Let me see here. What about? Oh, this is a good one. I hadn't even opened this. Okay.
You didn't watch it. That's how bad it is. You didn't watch it. You didn't bother watching it.
No, not the Jason. This new one I picked up. I've seen this movie. I just didn't open the. Let's get hairy for Michael J. Fox and Jason Bateman in these 2 howling funny horror comedies. In Teen Wolf, high school student Scott Howard's life changes in hilarious ways when he discovers he inherited a supernatural curse. Then, in Teen Wolf 2, Scott's werewolf cousin Todd goes into the college on a sports scholarship and becomes the best beast on campus.
Oh no.
I should really stop. I should really move everything to where the horror shelf isn't the closest thing to me.
A lot of movies you describe were horror movies, and are they in the normal shelf?
No, they were like one. No, the Super Mario Brothers movie was a new pickup, and then the Mr. and Mrs. Smith was directly below the horror shelf.
Oh, okay. Also, Mr. and Smith, like solid movie, right?
That's right.
Yeah. It's not the most amazing movie in the world, but it's a solid movie.
I just want to read this one. Oh, hold up. I got to read this one. Shoot. Hold up. Let me just read this one. I'm not going to say the title of it because it would give too much away. A Steven Spielberg film is the cinematic masterpiece that has become one of the most honored films of all times. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, it has also won every major Best Picture award and exceptional number of additional honors. Among them were 7 British Academy Awards. This is just listing the awards that this movie has gotten. Like
I mean, it's
legitimate,
got a lot of
like
awards, it
legitimate.
sounds.
No, I'm not even joking. New York Film Critic Circle, the National Society of Film Critics, the National
That's
Board.
how I tell you. That's how you know it's a good movie,
It's
Johnny. It's get all the awards that they list
how
in
far
the
I
thing
have to go
because they need to do that.
I have to go the majority of the way down to get to the description.
Johnny, it's such a good movie that they need to tell you how many awards it got before they start talking about the movie. That's how good of a movie you know it is.
The film presents the ineligible true story of Oskar Schindler, a member of the Nazi Party.
Is it Schindler's List?
Yes.
Wait, so Schindler's List decides to go, hey, let's talk about all the awards we got before we talk about the fucking
The
depressing
movie.
the movie. One of the most depressing movies in the world, but like the movie in general.
Yeah.
No, hang on. That's not the most depressing movie in the world. I think is Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yeah, but that movie's weird.
It's weird, but it's super
A
fucking
friend
sad.
of mine in high school said that, and she was like, she really like was like, you know, I'm not gonna,
She was what, Jewish?
No.
Go ahead and say it.
no, she wasn't actually. The exact opposite. She was a basic blonde girl. Hey, so you
It's a
know who
very
you
good
are.
movie, though.
Freaking watching, and then she watched that movie and she was like, "You gotta watch this. This was so like tear jerking movie." And then like now like the recent back wave of people being like, "Yeah, this movie seems like historically inaccurate."
Oh no, 100%, right? It's
And now I'm
a
like,
very accurate movie at all, but it is very sad.
have you
It's
ever
very
seen
depressing.
Life is Beautiful? That's like
Yeah, of course.
legit. Yeah, that's like the legit. I think the best movie about the Holocaust, frankly.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I would have to agree actually.
and it's not because like it's not you know, because it's kind of hard to make the a movie about the Holocaust have any kind of enjoyment when watching, but that movie
Yeah, because
manages
it's such
to
a
do it.
depressing
because
time.
it's the worst thing in human history.
Yeah,
Like watching the bad guys in the history do their thing.
do horrible
You
things.
know?
Yeah.
It's like that and Inglourious Bastards.
Oh no, hang on, no, Inglourious Basterds is a very good movie.
It's also, I wouldn't call it a Holocaust movie. It's just a World War II movie.
It's a World War II movie. It's a World War II movie about like the Nazis doing really shitty things. Oh, so can we talk about real quick? I'm gonna go on tangent because I love Quentin Tarantino as a director. I love all of his things he do. Can you talk about how many depressing, how many like how accurate he is when it's like to like very like cultural central things. So for the Holocaust, like World War II, also Django Unchained, just like these like very amazing movies that are historically accurate, but yet they have such raw emotion to them.
Yeah, you know, and that's become his thing, is that just like fuck with history a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Like he tells history stuff, but he changes a little bit to where it's like it's obviously never happened.
have you ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I have. I actually really like one. I did not like it when I first watched it, and then it took me a couple of watches to really like it, but now it's one of my favorite movies.
No, I like the movie. I legit like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It takes a minute to get there though. That's my problem with it. It's a
it
slow
does,
burn.
but it's absolutely a movie. It's just like, look at the 70s, and I'm kind of cool with that.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
absolutely. Yeah.
The 70s looked cool, and also the music is just phenomenal in that movie.
And the shots alone in that movie are just fucking, oh, so good.
They're all good.
They're all amazing. Yeah. The scene when they're backing up in the I forget what car he was driving. It was some kind of like
and Brad Pitt's car.
Challenger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was such like an iconic shot. Oh, so good. But yeah, no, amazing movie.
I've stood by this that my favorite in recent years, my favorite movie of his, I think, is firmly cemented as Reservoir Dogs.
His first?
Yeah.
Really?
I think because it's one of those things where it's like I look at this movie, I'm like, oh, this was made for $1 million, and it's,
you know
like,
what?
amazing.
Reservoir Dogs is an amazing movie. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's like one thing I don't like about Quentin Tarantino, because I love all of his movies. I don't like how they became a thing.
They did become a thing. You are correct.
Yeah, so you got his ninth movie, his 10th movie, all start with that bullshit. And like I don't think like they're just fine as movies. Like he's a great director.
I did see an
He's
interview
generally
that
a great
said
director.
the reason he like after he's like done with once he's done with movies and stuff, he was going to go on and do some stage play stuff. And then not long after that, I saw The Hateful Eight, the extended version of it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, he should probably go do some stage plays because Hateful Eight it's just a stage play, but like with a giant budget and shot in 70 millimeter.
It really is, but
Yeah,
it's not a good movie.
really, I liked it.
I
Thought it
did
was
not
fun.
care for the Hateful Eight.
Yeah, that's the one of his. No, I think Death Proof was the only one that's ever not like made money, or like it barely made his budget back or something. Like
Hateful Eight is, don't get me wrong, Hateful Eight's not a horrible movie. I just don't think it's one of his better movies.
No, that's a really good question. Is that would I say? I would say it's one of his worst. I would put it probably firmly in the middle. I like it.
Yeah, it's not a horrible movie. I don't care for it. I don't think it's a good movie. I don't like. Yeah, I just don't vibe with it. I
What is
guess.
the consensus like with that movie, like in the public? Because I have no idea.
I think the public kind of goes my route.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or is it
yeah.
not into it? Is it just because
Yeah.
it's just like 4 hours of dialogue? But
Because then nothing really happens in the movie.
you're right. I think. Well, I wouldn't say that either. I like my thing for me is it like I'm fine watching like friggin' Kurt Russell and all these other amazing actors on screen just talking for 4 hours, like legit. It also might have helped that because I watched the extended version, I had to split it across 2 nights.
I think it's because you watched the extended version, Johnny. Straight up. Have you
Legit.
watched the original version of the movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's why. 100%
Oh,
why.
is that
100%
it?
why.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I can see
100% why.
that. I can see that.
Original
'cause
movie, original cut movie, horrible.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
can see that. Where like the
Yeah,
extended
no.
version is the way it's like
The extended version is the better because
it's like
it does play up. They
which-
cut a lot of stuff because
Mm.
he had to cut a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff that you probably shouldn't have cut.
It's a lot of the stuff. It's like which Blade Runner cut decides like which.
No, yeah, it's like Blade Runner. You know what's an even better example? It's like the Snyder cut.
Yeah, but I hated both of those.
Yeah, the Snyder cut was better than the original.
Oh, you're not wrong, but also like a burnt sandwich is better than a one with shit in it. You know, like
Fair enough. Fair enough.
just because it's on square 4x3 bread doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, I don't know why you went that direction.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with a 4x3. That wasn't even like.
No, I mean,
And I'll give it this.
It
I
doesn't
liked
change anything about the
I
movie.
liked the cyborg stuff. I liked focusing on cyborgs that actor
yeah,
actually
no,
legit did
100%.
that was
It's a character
good.
we really never see live action before, and like they're like focusing on it. I was totally with
Also,
it.
another thing I hate about the Snyder Cut, and you know what, Snyder Bros, fucking come at me on Twitter all you want. It's not gonna exist in a year. Friggin' I cannot stand, and it's in every Zack Snyder movie that, like just in every fucking scene, it's just a constant like, like just that constant operatic background. And it's also like listen, there's a reason you punch things up. Yeah, there's scenes like Quentin Tarantino like cutting out all the stuff in like having to cut out all the stuff in Hateful Eight. That's not what the fucking Snyder Cut, like these shots go on for so long and they do not need to.
It's a little dragged out. I'll give you that. It's a little dragged out.
He just really wanted 4 hours runtime. Like, I'm gonna say this: Justice League ain't the Hateful Eight. You know?
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Even though, oh wait, how many characters are in that movie? Like, freaking
Justice League?
Yeah, it was
7.
7.
8?
So you got less than 8 because technically there's 9 people in main cast in Hateful Eight, not counting the flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the extended version of Hateful Eight, saw literally. I don't know if it was like it was part of like the run or whatever that they were doing, but there was literally an intermission in it.
Yeah.
Even though I was watching it online.
It's the run you were watching,
like digitally.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally for him like doing like stage plays and stuff. If that's the route he's going. He's also just really good with action, not like action in the sense where it's like all over the place, but he's good with action in general.
Oh yeah, and I'll give like that's the other thing. Like I'm torn with like a lot because John Wick 4 trailer like just dropped, and I haven't watched it yet.
I don't like John Wick
You don't?
movies. I love John Wick movies. I don't like John Wick movies because they're not accurate with any of their muzzle flashes ever, and like it's none of the physics make
All
any
right,
sense.
VFX bro. We all saw
All right, yes,
corridor
I get it. I
videos.
get it, right? Yeah. We all saw
The corridor.
the Cornorcus movie shit. But like
They
no,
do like
they have a very solid point though.
they do. They do.
Like the muzzle flashes in the movie are horrible, but it's so good. The John Wick movies are fucking so good.
They're all right. Like I'll go.
They're
I like
great action movies
the
with
I watch
no
them.
thought to them.
I watch them with my buddies. Like I got my buddy Malachi. Me and him were like super excited when John Wick 3 would come out. Not because like the movies are fine, but that day we just marathoned the first two and then went and saw the third movie, and that experience was fantastic.
Yeah,
You know?
because like you can also just turn your brain off and watch those movies.
Oh yeah, the third
Those
one.
are not thinking man's movies.
Oh yeah, not at all, not at all. But I almost think they almost go down like the Rick and Morty rabbit hole of movies that make stupid people feel like they're smarter than they are.
Mm,
Like just
yeah.
almost where I'm
Yeah,
like,
you know what I didn't
they
really
think
care for that
what?
movie? I didn't like, especially it's really prevalent in the first one, not so prevalent in the second one, where they're like, "Oh, it's John Wick. Everybody should be super scared of John Wick." I'm like, I get it. I get it. Like we can see him be this amazing
I was
assassin.
fine with it in the first one.
I don't need you to be like, "Oh my god, it's John Wick. He's killing everybody. Oh my god, it's John Wick. Why'd you do this?" I'm like, no, I get it. I get it. He's a great assassin. You just need to watch. All I need to see is him do his stuff. I don't need you to tell me that he's amazing because I can see it.
I'll
Like
give,
it's just it's so it's
I can give
nonsensical.
2 points for John Wick 2, which I think is still it's a good sequel.
John Wick 2 is a good sequel. I really like the end of John Wick 2. Not the end. I like the was it John Wick 2 that? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
middle
one
John
we
Wick 2 with the rave.
Excommunicado. Oh yeah.
I really like those
They
scenes.
they
I think
really
I think
step
that
up
was
the action in that one, and then
yeah.
also like they managed to make it not feel like the exact same plot as the first movie, despite the fact that it's literally a continuation of the plot
It's
from the first
literally the
movie.
same movie, yeah.
Yeah, like
Well, because they train like the first movie had a really solid ending and like really solid ending half.
me and Jake have yet to do a figure out what movie we're watching this week on Catch a Movie.
Also the third movie is the same way. The third movie is a continuation of they're
The third
all straight
movie,
up
and this
continuation.
sounds weird, it has way too much action in it for me.
The third movie?
Yeah, it's just like it's just
You didn't like the dogs?
the Halle Berry dogs and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
Halle Berry
it's
dogs.
fine. It's just like it's just like you got there's you gotta have ebbs and flow. Like if you keep like everything throttled at like a 90 at all times, like
I
then
feel like
that
the
just
fourth
becomes the
movie.
new zero.
Well, I feel like the fourth movie knew what John Wick was. You know, they knew what John
The
Wick
third one,
was and
yeah.
what it was becoming. And they're like, we'll just give him all the action. Also, the third movie had probably one of the best action scenes in all of cinema, though. The knife scene when he's throwing knives at the guy.
Oh yeah, when he starts throwing them, yeah.
That entire hall, that entire scene with the artifacts and shit, probably one of the best scenes of all time. Like it was just it's
I don't know if I go
dissecting
that
it.
far, but it is good. It is good.
It's definitely the best in the entire series, hands down.
Would I say it's the best in the whole series? No,
I challenge you to
for
give me a better scene
I'll get just from any movie,
from any John Wick movie.
from any John Wick movie. I would say the catacombs when he's running through
The
with the
catacombs
shotgun.
when he's running away from he has the shotgun he hid.
Yeah, and I just like the how it looks in that one. Now, granted, it's very dark. I don't like that particularly, No, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, one of the greatest action films of all time is the first Raid movie.
Which one?
The first Raid. That's in I
Yeah, I know
believe it's
exactly. I know
from
exactly what you're talking about.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Let me look that up
Fuck.
because I
I
want to.
forgot about the Red movie. It
The
literally
first
spawned.
Raid is fantastic, and I love it, and
Yeah.
it's like it's up there with me for like Die Hard for being like one of the great
Jared
action movies, and it's
never
like
literally copied it because it
and
was so good.
yeah, and
Yeah.
freaking like Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Uh,
All
but
right, fair.
the second Raid movie, I hate. I hate that movie because it tries to go so deep into a mythos about all the things you didn't care about in the first
In the
movie.
first Raid movie, yeah.
Yeah.
They threw it as like subplot so they can just have action scenes.
Yeah, like once they get to the cool action at the end of the movie, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a 2.5 hour long movie, and
Yeah.
there's like 10, 15 minutes here at the end, as opposed to the first Raid movie where like there's legit like those beats of like action, action, action. Okay, slow down, build back up suspense, then pay it off with more action and stuff like that. Like when he's hiding in the wall and the blade comes across his face, like that scene is like super suspenseful and super cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Also, like it's such an easy premise, like it's such a simple premise in that first movie. We're going to raid this place. He is the landlord for this apartment building that is filled with all of the worst people, worst criminals in the area. Easy, done. Like you've set the stakes. You know how hard it's gonna be for them to do this based on just how many freaking cops there are here.
That's also the same premise as what's it called? Oh my god. Judge, Executioner, and
Are
fuck,
you
what's his name?
Judge Judge Dredd?
Judge Dredd. Literally the same product, Judge
All right.
Dredd.
Yeah, but
No,
like,
you tell me you tell me you watch Raid and you watch Judge Dredd. You told me they're not the same movie.
have you seen Sylvester Stallone's fucking eyebrows?
Yes. Also, real quick, I wanted to
Okay, I'm
say,
glad I saw them on
um,
TV the other day, and I was like, what is with?
the Quentin Tarantino talk remind me of this. I want to talk about this during the podcast. I assume we're still recording, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, we're recording.
Yeah.
The
So
cameras are
what I
fucked
wanted
up,
to talk
but
about on next week's podcast, which we'll go in more tomorrow. Spoiler alert for tomorrow podcast. If it's not its own podcast, which Johnny has to be. Anyway,
yeah, we're done.
so
We've already
spoiler
done it.
alert. Yeah, spoiler alert to next week's podcast, right? There's a anime called Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah,
In the
that's
opening of
on my
Chainsaw Man,
list
it
immediately.
is so amazing. It is. I need
Yeah.
Johnny to spend 5 seconds, mute himself, watch the opening of
Oh,
Chainsaw
I've
Man.
seen
It's
it.
literally a minute. Oh, you
Trust
already
me.
seen it.
Yeah, I saw. I was
There's
like,
so
I
many
saw half of
references.
it, and then I was
Like,
like, oh no, I have to watch the show.
yeah, there's so many references
I
just to
have
the opening alone
I
to like
haven't watched
all the movies.
I haven't watched Chainsaw Man yet. It
So
is on
Chainsaw
the
Man does
list.
not. The first half of like the opening does not describe the movie at all. It's literally the director of the TV show paying homage to all the movies he loves.
Yeah, awesome.
And like 90% of those are Quentin Tarantino movies. I
Movies.
don't know if you saw.
Yeah, that makes sense given the fact how much blood it
You had
you
Pulp
know, in
Fiction.
something
You
called
had
Chainsaw Man.
yeah. I mean the whole show in general is yeah. It feels like a Quentin Tarantino
I'm
like,
cool
like
with
love fest.
any I'm cool with any just over the top
Dude,
nonsense
it's
movie.
so much Quentin Tarantino except for does not have feet in it, so it's not like a true Quentin Tarantino stuff. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's the real seal of approval is the amount of feet.
That's still approval with
How's he
me. I'm
gonna
not gonna lie.
translate the feet fetish to the
But
stage? I
fetish,
wonder.
fetish is not a fucking. Who says feet fetish? It's a feet fetish thing, you know.
Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Okay, that is like I think that might be the highest streamed commentary track me and Jake have ever done.
Really?
Yeah, because Jake had never seen it when we did it. And if you are watching this right now and you have never seen, because I'm gonna upload this, I guess this is the podcast this week. I'll put a image on some funny things on screen since the cameras are all fucked up.
Yeah. So we were gonna wait for Marc And we might as well just film another podcast. We were gonna wait for Mark. Maybe and Johnny let's just continue going.
Yeah, let's just do this week's. We're fine. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're fine.
You know, not every time, not every episode has to be freaking knowledge and news and stuff. I don't have to rant about capitalism this week.
No, but we both have knowledge in the filmmaking business, so it's
Oh
not
yeah.
we're not missing the knowledge part though, at least.
Oh yeah. I mean, we hang. That's our whole thing. Is we work there and also have friends in that. Like it's when your friends and all your like hobbies and stuff become a job.
Yeah.
Is when that happens. You're like, oh well, I'm in this world now and I'll never escape.
Yeah.
And then you just
Yeah.
make more friends in this industry. And it is awesome, and I love it because then I just get to talk. I had a meeting with somebody with a project that we're working on this week, and like Jake doesn't always get the tangents that I go on when I do these things, when I talk about like, dude, you gotta see this German expressionism film or this French New Wave thing, But then we occasionally meet someone who can hold a conversation with me about that kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, you're welcome aboard. If I can
Welcome
say
aboard.
proper nouns and you get it, we're good. We're good. They're good. Just say either of those things, or just say or the Giallo films from Italian. Dude, I freaking saw Malignant the other day. Dude, that is a movie. That's a movie that exists, and people should watch it. Question mark? Yes? No?
I don't know.
Do you know
Can
what a
you
Giallo
repeat?
is?
No idea.
Okay, it's an Italian horror movie that's like very heavily in the detective like I would describe it almost as like a noir horror thing. But there's certain
Ooh.
ways that like dialogue is delivered and like I would say if you took a noir, a slasher and a B movie and mix them in a pot where you don't know if any of the weird stuff is intentional or not. I think I went into Malignant with the wrong expectation of a movie. I heard that it was like, because I watched it and Barbarian in the same day because I was catching up on recent horror stuff.
Yeah.
And Barbarian was like a legit good horror movie. I don't particularly like the design of the thing in the movie. But Malignant, I actually loved the creature design.
Ooh.
Yeah, I actually really did, and it was such an. It's because you call it so early on in the movie, but I still loved the execution of it. Like even though I knew what I was about to see, it was so much better than what I was imagining. Because what I was imagining was pretty lame. That being said, make sure you go into that movie knowing that the dialogue is fucking awful, but it might be intentional? Question mark.
It's never intentional.
But here's the thing, though. It might be because it's trying to be that kind of film. So, but it's almost like, how I say Thanksgiving 3 is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, but it is a movie trying. It is a movie trying to be the worst movie you've ever seen in your life. The problem is that it succeeds too well.
It succeeds too well in being bad.
Yeah, I think Malignant.
It doesn't play as a commentary. It just plays as these people don't know what they're doing, so they're using it as an excuse to make a bad movie.
Yeah, well, it's also James Wan who made the movies, so they know how to make a movie. Like he made Saw, the Conjuring films, and Aquaman. Like the dude knows how to make a movie.
That's also true. Yeah, that's also very true. Yeah.
So I think this was just like his excuse to be like, I think it literally in an interview was like, Warner Brothers, you know how much money I've made you? Give me a budget. Let me do what I want. And they were like, we can't argue with that.
It's crazy how many people that like don't know Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving. I mean, Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Dude, it's such.
That's an actual series that exists.
Well, it's 2 movies. Thanksgiving 1.
It's still a series, Johnny.
Thanksgiving 1 is legitimately one of my favorite B movie slashers. Thanksgiving 3 is a torturous film. There is no Thanksgiving 2.
I know there's not. Yeah.
Thanksgiving 3 is legitimately the one like a torturous
It's still a
experience.
series. If
You
there's
know
more than
how
one
like
movie, it's a series.
you know how they like play Metallica and like Baby Shark in like
Yep.
Guantanamo prisons for like torture. I
Yeah.
feel like you could do the same thing with that movie, but I also know that that's what they were going for. That's the thing is that two of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life were movies that were legitimately trying to be bad movies, and I don't fault it for it. The thing is that they succeed. They succeeded that too well is the thing. It was and it's ironic 'cause they're both bird related. Freaking uh 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 Thanksgiving 3 and Poultrygeist, which was is a trauma film. So if in like trauma films, of course, like this Toxic Avenger and shit like that,
Yeah, they're meant to be bad.
Yeah, they're legit meant to be bad.
Titanic too, but no, that wasn't trauma, was it?
Was it dude? If you ever go look at like the IMDb
I think it was.
for like
It was. I
trauma,
think Titanic too was
if
a
you have
trauma.
any idea how many movies are on that
I
list?
do. That's what I'm saying. Like, cause he did the Fast and Furious stuff. I think he did the Titanic too.
You did what?
You know, I thought the Fast and Furious like horrible remakes.
Oh, did they do a remake? Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
he did.
I thought you were
100%
saying that
did.
Trauma did Fast and the Furious. I'm like, what?
Sorta. It's like the shitty like sequel,
Okay.
like not sequels, but like the shitty like these are our knockoff movies.
I was showing Jake the trailer for Class of Nukem High, and also whatever the Leprechaun one is for.
Oh
Trauma.
yeah.
And I was legit like, these are legit like awful, but they're so much fun, which is why I love Trauma. And I legit respect that, and I respect Malignant for the same thing. It's like you're just making a fun movie. I can't fault you for that. You did your job. Succeed. You weren't trying to be Schindler's List, and you shouldn't try to be. You should
weren't trying to be,
make a
and you
movie
shouldn't
that's
be.
fun. I've been thinking about that movie way more than I've ever thought about like freaking. I can't even think of an example of a movie that was so like
You know what? Like from a movie I think about a lot.
pretentious
Like
that was trying to do
like
its own thing.
like a disgusting amount.
What?
Like I think of the Inglorious Bastards, the scene when Leonardo DiCaprio burns all the Nazis.
You mean in Django or not Django? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Inglorious Bastards.
It's not Inglourious
It was
Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards. It was when he burned all the Nazis
No,
with the flamethrower.
That's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's not Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He did not do
Yes,
that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's
No, hang on. No,
it's his
Inglorious
character.
Bastards. He was Inglorious Bastards. He burned the Nazis with the flamethrower. I remember the scene.
That is a fake movie that he made. He comes out
No,
says
I'm telling you. No, the fake
where he
movie
says
he made.
who
he
ordered
did the
fried
mash
sauerkraut or whatever. That's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Leonardo is
Hang on.
not in freaking
If only we could just look this up real quick. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, but this is so much fun because this is like this is like when you would get in arguments before the
Oh
internet.
no! Oh my God! Oh John, he's in Inglorious Bastards, Johnny.
But
he was in the movie, Johnny. He burned the Nazis alive, Johnny.
Hold on.
It happened. It was not. It was. Listen, I know he's in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. He's in a scary amount of Quentin Tarantino movies.
I'm telling you that is
I'm telling
his
you, it was
character
Inglorious
in.
Bastards. He took the flamethrower. I watched Once Upon a Hollywood very recently. I'm telling you, it was not in that movie.
I'm going to legit pull up the scene. It's the Who Ordered Fried Sauerkraut. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh wait, shit, yeah, you might be right. Never mind. I immediately turn my tail and start running because I think you're right. No, I'm sticking to my gun. I'm sticking to my gun.
Kraut. How the fuck do you spell sauerkraut? Okay. Hey, look, who ordered fried sauerkraut from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
It's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
God damn it, he wasn't.
Because they put him in a bunch of old fake. He put them in a bunch of like movies and stuff. I don't know if it's a fake movie or real one because I know they also do The Great Escape and they deep fake him into the movie.
It's a fake movie.
I don't know if it's deep fake or just CG or whatever.
Damn it, Johnny. I'm sorry.
And he's got the eye patch. Listen,
I'm wrong. Yeah.
When will you learn to never challenge me on this one thing? Do you see behind me? I have made this my entire personality.
I just Listen, I challenged I brought out my inner Mark. You know I'm
That is
wrong.
exactly what
I'm
Mark would have
sticking
done.
to my
He would have
guns
doubled down
and
even when he knew he
double
was
down,
wrong.
even though he knew he was wrong, and start screaming because he knows that will only make him sound right.
That's legit what he would have done.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
like how he doubled down and was like, I've never missed a podcast, and then immediately texted us 8 minutes late for starting this episode. And he was like,
And then he was like, I'm gonna miss
I'm
this
gonna miss this
podcast.
episode. Yeah, sorry, sorry.
Yeah.
Did he ever
All
reply
right,
to
thanks,
whether or not
Mark.
we're recording on Sunday?
He did not reply.
Okay, so I guess this
if
is
we
what
were-
goes up on Monday then. Cool.
if we record on Sunday, it's gonna be like this is going up on Monday, right? This is gonna
Yeah,
be the
this is
Mondays
Mondays.
podcast.
This is Mondays now. This was not intentional. Future
yeah, this
me's
is
gonna have to put a
unintentional.
disclaimer at the front of this, and I'll have to pull out the mic and then record an audio thing, being like, "Hey, so this is what happened," and like, it's gonna be my dumbass staring at a camera explaining that that shit happens, and we needed an episode this week. All right. Not have you seen the news cycle? It's only Elon Musk like losing money, which fantastic. I'm all for it.
Oh my god, it's once it's done. I'm watching the scene now, but sorry, it upsets me because I'm like, I know exactly what I'm thinking about. What confused me was the scene when they burn all the movies in Inglourious Basterds.
Oh, you mean the climax of the movie, the end of the movie,
the fucking
where they
movie, the end of the movie,
the
when they
entire
burn-
film where they light up all the nitrate film and burn the
Yes.
Nazis? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that somehow this and that scene has like confirmed in my brain.
And
Even
it's
though I
Eli
watched
Roth
Once Upon
and
a
the other
Hollywood
guy at
maybe
the,
like 3 weeks ago.
It's Eli Roth and the other guy at the top of the
Yeah.
in Hitler's booth shooting down at all of them.
Yeah, that somehow mixed with this scene of this movie.
Well, I'll take your apology in the form of Venmo or Cash App.
I'll take an apology in the form of a paycheck.
Yeah. You know where I live. You can, I'll be expecting your check in the mail. You caused great emotional distress today. And I hate to say it, but you're
Speaking of
canceled.
Glorious Bastards, can we talk about towards the beginning of the movie?
Internet Down is canceled.
Who? Internet is canceled. Internet Down is no
Man, you
longer
really
a thing.
shouldn't
Sorry,
have
everyone.
challenged me. I'm drunk with
You know,
power.
that's my bad. Speaking of Glorious Bastards, do you remember who was the baseball bat guy?
That's Eli Roth. That's the
Eli Roth.
Sergeant Donnie Donowitz.
Yeah. Can we talk about his introduction?
Where he just comes out and beats his head.
He just comes out of the fucking thing. He just comes out of like the little archway, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna smack your head with a baseball bat."
I'm not.
And then he does with the one Nazi, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this guy's fucking dope."
I am not gonna lie to you. I was the first time I saw that scene, and this is a terrible way to watch any Quentin Tarantino movie. But
dude, hang on, real quick. When did that movie come out? Because I can tell you the first time I saw that movie.
2000.
I know my dad made me watch it.
2008.
My dad brought me to the movie theaters to watch that movie. My dad is such a World War II nut.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's his favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
That's like one. Yeah, that's like the one of
Unsurprisingly.
3 dad archetypes. It's either like World War II, sports, or trains.
Oh, dude, my dad hits 2 of those architects. He's sports and World War II. Those are his 2 personalities.
That's right. It's all. That's all.
I love him to death, but he's sports
It's a
or
Venn
World War
diagram.
II. Yeah.
My first time seeing that movie, and it's the worst way to watch that movie. I was watching it on like a laptop or something in like study hall, like in class. Yeah, it was legit.
okay.
Like because like I gamed the system so much in school where I was like, oh, you're telling me that I could just like breeze through this and get a B? Like my talent, I was so neck deep in theater that's where all of my time and energy went. So when they took us to a study hall period, like everything was already done for me, like school wise.
You know what?
And
I think I was like 13 or 14 when you go. Like I think I was old enough when that movie came out.
old enough to what?
Because like, hang on, that movie came out like what 2008.
Yeah, I probably didn't see it till I was in high school.
Yeah, so like I was like 13 or 14. My dad took hang on. I'm just thinking, was he a bad father to take me to that movie? But if I'm like
Oh,
13
yeah,
or 14,
14.
he's not a bad father. I was of age.
I think about that sometimes where I think about the movies my parents showed me when I was really young.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
my mom made me watch The Ring when I was like a child. My mom was
uh,
a scary Johnny, you know what where my love of scary movies came from? My mom making me watch all the
the
scary
scary
movies
movie.
ever.
I'm trying
She's
to
a
think. I
scary movie
definitely
nut.
saw Ghostbusters too young, and then I definitely saw, strangely enough, the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, maybe? Because
I
what that
saw
come out like?
Ghostbusters when I was really young.
And then I watched it later. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of like smoking and innuendos and stuff that I did not understand as a child.
Oh, like in the first Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie? Ghost Rider
No,
movie?
in Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yeah.
Uh, and then um, and then I was a teenager when The Walking Dead started to air. And then from then on, it was me and my mom were all zombies all the time. And that show's
Oh,
about to wrap up. That show is, as of right now, has 2 episodes left. And me and her have
um,
basically watched the entire show together. It's like one of my actually favorite memories of from childhood into early adult, or like
few things.
teenagehood to
Number
early
one,
adulthood.
my mom hates zombie movies, but I love them so much,
But she
and I
likes
do not
horror
know
as
why.
a whole.
What's up?
But she still likes horror as a whole.
She likes horror. She just doesn't like zombies. She likes everything else horror. She's really
Mm,
into ghosts.
Ghost.
She will eat up those horrible ghost
She
movies, like those
loves Patrick
shitty
Swayze.
ghost movies. What's up?
I said she loves Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She saw all the Conjuring movies just in a row, multiple times.
I guess that
She
makes my mom has the same Achilles heel with demon movies. Like she'll watch them, but like that's the thing that fucks with her. Like I guess everyone has that one type of horror movie, even if you love horror movies, that still messes with your head. Uh, for me, it's probably the same as my mom. It's probably demon movies or anything like possession based. That's like the stuff that scares me the most. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
same. Like
like the first Evil Dead.
really?
Yeah, like legit. Um, or The Exorcist. I remember I definitely saw parts of The Exorcist way too young. Way too young.
I also saw The Exorcist way too young.
Yeah.
I got my I was like maybe 10 or 11 when I
Well,
saw The
because even
Exorcist.
like when that movie came out, and then like even like way after the fact, they marketed that movie as the scariest movie ever made.
Of all time, yeah.
Yeah, that was their
Also, I saw Poltergeist way too young, and that scared the shit out of me. The
Poltergeist
clown
is another
being
one.
oh,
Um,
my mom loves that movie. She loves that movie so fucking much.
yeah, and then Japanese horror will fuck me right up
Oh
real
yeah,
fast.
dude, The
But
Ring, The Grudge. I saw those movies.
that's such
I
like
was
a next level of terror
what?
of like just horrible shit to watch.
Also, if you want to talk about the scariest movie of all time, that's motherfucker The Ring. Dude, it's fucking terrifying.
The American or the
No,
original?
the Japanese
Okay,
version.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you seen the Japanese version?
Enough.
Shit, that shit is oof. Ooh, they will fucking get you.
Yeah.
The
And then
Ring
if
2,
you want
the
to see like
American version of Ring 2 is really fucking scary.
the I just signed up for Shudder, and this is not a
Mhm.
plug or anything, but uh I got like 30 days free because I watched Dead Meat. So I was like, awesome. Cool. Um and I've been browsing their catalog. If you're a diehard horror person or you're wanting to like expand your horror knowledge, it's a good app for that. And it's like $5 a
Yeah.
month. So if you're looking for a cheaper streaming service and you really only really want to watch horror movies, because it is like just horror movies, but it's like there's a lot of Italian horror, a lot of Japanese horror, like Joe Bob Briggs and Elvira are both on there too, so like you can get some horror comedy stuff going too.
Um, Speaking of Japanese horror, the original Grudge movies, like the Japanese Grudge movies,
Uh-huh. Real bad, real bad.
those oof, yeah, those are oof,
uh
oof.
it is interesting because I don't even know if I'd count this as like a horror thing, but I definitely watched uh the Godzilla films basically like my entire
Like the
childhood.
old
And
ones,
yeah, oh yeah,
including the really
absolutely.
goofy ones when they're
Like destroy all monsters and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
so like the super goofy
yeah.
ones. Got it.
Well, destroy all monsters not. I wouldn't say is one of the goofier ones.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, it's still like
it's the there's different eras for all of it, but like
yeah.
uh stuff like Son of Godzilla, I guess, is closer to what you would think, or
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Gigan, I think is that the one where he does the drop kick?
Yeah, the drop kick
Yeah,
in
the
the like
flying.
the Grand Canyon, or not the Grand
Yeah,
Canyon,
but
the
there are
drop
just as
kick by
many
like the
Godzilla films that are legit serious and like terrifying,
Mm.
like commentaries on like different parts of like whether it's nuclear war, tsunamis, military oversight, or environmental damage, or freaking government bureaucracy failings. Like there's legit like that's why Biolante is my favorite Godzilla villain.
Mm.
It's because it's just like, oh sweet, It's a Captain Planet villain.
Yeah, honestly though, yeah, 100%.
um, and I know everyone's like, I guess we've got the Mothra films also play on that a good bit, where it's like because like the first one has like it's got a whole corporate greed thing going too. Um,
Have you seen the most recent Godzilla movies?
Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was great. I love it. When
so
that
fucking
movie
good, dude.
came out, me and Jake, I want to say we were seniors in high school or something, but he stayed over my house, and we just we stayed there and watched. He had never seen any Godzilla movie, so I showed him the original from '51, and then I showed him Shin Godzilla,
Hmm.
and those are both Godzilla solo films that I was like, he should see these. These are good films. Yeah, and we had a good. It was a great night. Jake actually brought that up to me not too long ago. It's like, you remember that night? I was like, yeah, absolutely. He was like, that was one of the best nights we ever hung out together.
That actually might be like your game changing night when you guys
That
like.
it really probably was, honestly. That probably is one of the nights that went from like friendship to best friendship, you know?
Yeah, one of the nights that like changed everything for you guys.
And it was like, well, guess we're making movies now. Guess this is our lives. You're gonna act, I'm gonna do the other things. And you know what? I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. I'm happy. I'm happy with how life has treated me so far.
Yeah,
Has
you
treated
guys.
me currently.
I am happy that you brought me on to this podcast filled stuff.
Oh yeah, and the
And
podcast is such like an afterthought for everything is the
yeah,
problem. That's why like even like when I try to do it as strictly as possible for myself to like get these out, it's still
mhm.
like a nightmare because I'm like, oh wait a minute, I have like 4 meetings this week and I have to go to this town in this place and I have to drive to this place or fly out here or blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
That's
oh
why me and Mark
shit.
offered to be like, we can edit the podcast and put them out for you.
This one takes so less time compared to like I've gotten it, and this is my own thing, and I've discovered this
Yeah.
because my dad does the same thing. I don't know if he has this though, but I do have like extreme OCD, and I think my dad might have traces of it. Uh, so me and him, and it's the reason we would like butt heads when like trying to solve a problem, like trying to fix anything. Is that we're both people that work best if you just give it to us and it will be done, and it will be done right the first time, and I don't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah.
It's more of a mental strain for me to release and give that to people than it is for me to just take care of it myself. That being
Yeah.
said, I don't want that to be the case forever. I know that that's a problem with me and that I have to work on that slowly. Uh,
So,
but
can I
it,
be honest with you, Johnny?
yeah,
I
go
had the
ahead.
opposite problem. I
Oh,
was talking to Mark about this. Like, I need to start having videos out there of like my normal stuff, but
mm-hmm,
I don't because I can't edit for shit because
mm-hmm.
it won't, I can't spend the time to do so,
Yeah,
even though I totally should.
it's just I'm now I'm medicated like all good
So am
all
I.
the
That's my
good all
problem.
the good aspects of OCD shine through and suppresses the bad aspects. The good thing is that I'm really good at keeping a schedule. Like I have my calendar
Yeah.
and I'm like, sweet, we're doing all these things. It was awful. I had to book a space for an audition thing. Uh,
Uh,
and I was trying. I had to. It was at like a public library or something. So I had to go to a library, get a library. I tried to book it online first off. Or sorry, no. This goes even earlier. I call the libraries and be like, hey, can I book this space? And they're like, you have to do it online through our website. I was like, okay. And this library's staff, I called two different libraries. One of them they were really nice, and the other one they were fucking rude. uh,
oh.
uh, uh, I close. And they're like, okay. So I go on the website, and also like, I get it. Libraries are free, but I will say the library that was rude to me had a much shittier website, and I felt a little bit vindicated in that much. Uh, and then and they're like, all right, I'll reserve the space for this date, and they're like, oh, sorry, you need a library card to get this. And I'm like, well, how do I get a library card? It's like, oh, you just got to come into the library. I'm like, fuck. So I had to drive to these libraries, like different towns, and get a library card for those places. Which luckily I was eligible for one that was like out of my jurisdiction or whatever. Like it was without I don't know how this shit works. And so now I have two library cards that I just had to bring back here so that I could register these places. And then the dates I wanted for were booked by the time I got to this, because this took a couple
Aw.
days. And then
Yeah.
so I had to push everything back a few weeks. I was extremely annoyed. Had I had the capacity to just relinquish a little bit of responsibility and give that to somebody else, we probably could have gotten the dates that we wanted. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's that's my next step. I think is relinquishing responsibility, instead of hogging it, frankly.
Mm.
Because for me it's like all risk, all reward. It's like when I'm I forget his name. That was the comedian who his brother stole all of his money, and then he just was like, "Welp, I guess
Can we
I'm."
do these a little earlier, Mark asks.
Yeah, we can.
Sorry, not to
Yeah,
interrupt.
we can
We can, Mark.
absolutely can. I guess. I mean,
We've already recorded this
yeah,
podcast.
we're good. Freaking there was a comedian that like his brother stole all of his money, and then he like rented out. He rented out like a stadium tour, but he was renting out, or not stadium, or yeah, it was like a stadium tour or something. But he wasn't doing like the traditional like deal that you would do at like a stadium, where it was like, you take this much risk, but you get this much reward. He was renting out a stadium, all risk, all reward. So if it flops, you're fucked. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but he did it, and it worked out for him. I don't want to take those kinds of risks. That's unnecessary for me. I'm not doing stuff of that caliber. I'm not renting out a stadium. I just need to learn to be like, hey, I'm the director on this project, and you're the assistant director.
Yeah.
Could you do this thing for me?
Yeah.
you know, I feel so much guilt in texting the AD for any reason.
You shouldn't, though.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't. That's
Yeah, you shouldn't feel guilty with texting them about their fucking job. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, can you do your job? Oh, I feel so guilty texting them
And
about
it's
their.
not like
Hey,
they're
let's
no,
do
and it's
their
not even.
job.
It's not like they ever would say no. It's just like I just have to learn to be ask. I just got to nut up a little bit. you know, I just got to value my
Yeah.
time more than I do. Or I guess I value my time plenty. I need to value other things. I need to I need to not dedicate all my time to just these things, so that everything as a whole can blossom better.
Yeah.
So maybe what I'm getting at is, Mark, you're editing this shit. Have fun.
Mark, you're doing this podcast. You're doing this one. You
Yeah.
weren't even here for
You weren't here. The one where we have no cameras, and I'm just gonna have to do a render of something on screen.
Wait, are our cameras not capturing?
But it's all fucked up because Mark's not here, and I had it on the 3-person cam setup.
Oh no, yeah. Oh god, that's a good point.
So yeah, no, it's not doing anything.
You know what? You just want to hold this. Like, we can do another podcast with Mark. You want to just hold this one?
No,
no,
fuck it. We already did it. It's done.
All right, cool.
My
time.
I
generally don't care.
I'm putting my foot down as the producer of this project.
Yeah, you say, yeah, Johnny, you have control. You're the producer. You just like, yeah, I'm not gonna argue. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah, there you go. It's out. We need it, and that's the great thing about podcasting and why I love doing it, despite the fact that it really doesn't do a whole it's just like another thing that I can point to, even though like it's a fun thing. Is that everyone the stakes are so low. You know, you fuck up an episode of a podcast, guess what, there's another one next week, especially when you do 3 a week.
Well, we're gonna do basically two this week, and I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah,
right?
I'll believe that when I see it.
No, like, I'm totally down for Sunday. If we can get Sunday down, let's do it Sunday so we have it out of the way. And if we have next week's out of the way, we're fucking solid.
We don't have to do next week's. Great.
Yeah, we don't have to do next week's. We will. We'll have it like
we'll have one. We'll have them banked, which we don't ever do for this show because
I know
it rides
we always
very algorithmic, but
yeah. Also, yeah, because the way the show works is that it is current events, so doing it every week just makes the most sense.
It does, as opposed to long pair, which I can do like 8 at a time, or I can do freaking dude, catch a movie. Listen, as much as I love doing Halloween, it was such a fucking drain.
Dude, I can only imagine. I literally went through your like the Brew Crawl production. I just saw catch a movie. I'm like, oh my god, Johnny.
Dude, by the time we get to H2O, me and Jake had watched 3 movies that night, and like we were so like we were loopy in the best way possible to watch that movie. The second LL Cool J comes out, we're like, fuck yeah. We're losing our minds.
That's the best way to watch a movie.
But and if you want to lose our minds, you can also watch Catch a Movie Commentary for all your favorite riff tracky type things.
You subtle plug that in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because like I don't care.
Yeah, please watch it. We put so much effort in.
Watch the Catch a Movie. Watch this first, and then watch Catch a Movie, and then come back and tell me how Catch a Movie was.
Freaking, we want to do that twice a year. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't know if it's feasible. I think
Catch a Movie?
Or no, the marathons where we where we just take over everything for a week or for I get like we wanted to do one for the summer so we could do like the summer horror films like Jaws and Scream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not making any promises. I wanted to do Jaws and then do all like the Jaws knockoff films.
I was gonna say the Jaws is a good summer. You know, it's also a good summer movie. The Friday the 13th movies. You want to know why?
We already did them.
Guess where they take place at?
Summer camp.
Summer camp. Yeah, it's just no.
We also did those last year.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
All right. No, I guess. I'm sorry. I knew that. Ooh. I was just testing if you knew that. Let's see. If you guys watch Catch a Movie, you guys would also know that. Just saying.
We don't know
audience. It's on you, not on me.
Yeah, like when I said earlier that we don't know what we're watching this week, we don't. we got to take a break from horror for a week. We're like, I'm gonna watch an action film or something. Where we had Tusks on the schedule because Jake's never seen Tusks.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's everything that you're imagining right now. Whatever you have in your head is correct.
All right, cool. I'm sure
it's a Kevin Smith movie about a man being surgically engineered into a walrus.
I've seen that movie. Yeah. I know exactly what that is. Yeah. Oh my god! Why have I seen that movie? I don't know, but I've seen that movie.
Smith? What's his name? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like the guy that like it gets like transferred into a walrus, and he's like kind of like all like, I'm a walrus.
Yeah, he's just a walrus.
He's a fucking walrus. with like stitches all around.
Yeah, he's just a man.
It's
Plastic
basically
surgery.
it's basically human centipede. But
It
they're
is
like, what
definitely
about
one of those.
walrus?
It
Yeah,
really
100%. It's like a crazy science. He's like, but walrus though. It's human centipede, but they're like walrus.
Wait, we gotta take a horror break. Like, legitimately, Halloween was so much. So we might do a action film or like something. I know Jake wants to watch Legally Blonde for some reason.
The simple fact that I got so excited when you meant to like describe the movie, and like I've seen it.
I've seen Tusks. Yeah, it's a movie that exists.
It's a fucking movie. You know how you guys can watch that? Catch a movie
commentary.
Catch a movie commentary. That's how you guys can like see it
Anytime, anywhere, on all your podcasting platforms. Thank you for plugging my own show instead of this one. Good night, everybody.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're fading out. Woo. Oh, watch this movie, watch this podcast, and then watch Matic.tv. Stream sometimes.
Every sometime.
Every sometimes. Until college. Until for college. All right. Bye, guys. I'm going to go get plastered. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
We're fading out.
Right, we faded out. We're done.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting us to do that, but we did it.
I was not expecting us to do a podcast, Johnny, but me and you, I'm telling you, we go into podcast mode sometimes where we just like fucking ramble for an hour. We're like, literally, Johnny, you know what happened?
I was reading a box of movies and we just kept going.
Oh, yes, obviously that. But you know what actually genuinely happened?
What?
We accidentally filmed a podcast.
Yeah, that's what happened.
By accident, we filmed a podcast.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
Mark that I was like, all right, we accidentally filmed the podcast.
Yeah. When you accidentally film a podcast and you're like, this was not intentional, but I guess this is a podcast now. Yeah, no, Walrus. I cannot believe you've seen Walrus as well.
Wait, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Or no, Mark.
I'm right back.
You're here finally?
Yeah.
We just got done.
Mark, we accidentally filmed a podcast. Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
look at my text.
I thought I was gonna. No, I know. I saw. I just thought I was gonna get like in the middle of it. Like I thought I was gonna.
No,
you
we filmed a whole podcast.
I mean, we were shitting on you.
Unintentionally, accidentally filmed a podcast.
And then I started reading the back of movie boxes, and then we went for an hour.
Wow. The fuck does that mean accidentally?
Yeah.
Did you turn it off already?
Literally how
No, it's still running. Like, that's the thing. The button's across the room, but I have to get up to go turn this stuff off.
Do you want to continue this? We're going to start next week?
No, you know what? I'm throwing this at the end just to shame Mark. He showed up at the end of the podcast.
Well, no, it's just because, like, I don't know if you read it already, but, like, I took a nap because, I ate dinner kind of late today. Well, I usually eat dinner right before this. But I ate dinner at like 5, and I just, I had the like nighttime naps, and I was just waking up when it was time to record.
I did the exact same thing. I woke up at 7:30, and or 7:40, and we were recording at 8. Yeah,
but I know that I wasn't gonna be.
Listen, I went to Wendy's and had a very large cheeseburger.
I also ate Wendy's. I had 2 large cheeseburgers.
So fucking fat.
Also, Johnny, I love how you've seen the movie Walrus.
Yeah, it's a cult classic.
Yeah.
Is it a cult classic? It's not that old.
Tusk.
It's not. It is a cult movie,
it doesn't have to be old to be a cult. Yeah. What's his face is in it?
Well, yeah. I'm surprised other people have seen it because I kind of got forced to see it.
Matt is so excited that me and Jake are planning on watching Tusks.
Justin Long. Yeah, I know Justin Long.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because I was forced to see it, and I'm like, there's no way anybody else has ever seen this movie. And then, like, I find out, Matt, you both have seen this movie.
It's a cult, yeah.
Based on our argument about Leonardo DiCaprio, we've established I've watched every movie.
He has seen every movie.
Every movie ever.
Mark, if you start this podcast, you'd know this conversation.
There's a handful. I actually probably will watch this one. I don't like watching the ones that I'm in, just because I'm like, I remember the conversation.
Because you're in it,
yeah. But the ones that I'm not in, maybe I'll watch. But
actually, Johnny, I think this was a good podcast.
It was.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Mark, I promise you, it's not because you're not in it. It's just because it was a generally good discussion that turned into a podcast.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
But there's a handful of cult movies that are really good.
Harry Tate.
It's Andrew
Andrew
Taint.
Tate.
Andrew
Taint.
Taint. Sorry.
Taint.
This is Mark's new character.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? It's my new friend that I made.
Yeah, Andrew Taint.
Right? He might show up on the podcast next week.
Oh, Johnny, I can ask you this. You
Can I
seem
put
like a
Taint in
reasonable
a
person.
YouTube title?
Never mind.
I think
I've
you
already asked
can.
too many people this. Never mind. I'm gonna stop.
I think you can.
What?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna ask
oh.
him, Mark.
No, not that. I was talking about because he said if you can put whatchamacallit in the YouTube title or not.
I think you can. Yeah.
You can
Taint.
put taint. Yeah. Or you can put pernium. Andrew in parentheses pernium.
What?
Pernium is the proper title for taint.
Oh, really? I thought it was just called the
Yes.
Taint.
No, the scientific term.
Yeah, I figured it was
Like
just
like
the Taint.
penis.
Oh
No, it's not-
shit.
You think taint is the scientific term?
Listen, all I know is that every time I go to the
I don't think my
doctor,
dick is too long.
every
as it's not
time
burned.
I go to the
I'm gonna be
doctor
honest.
for like a checkup, an appointment, they're immediately like, "All right, whip out that
Oh
cock
yeah,
and
I
ball."
mean, sure, fine, whatever. I mean,
Just
still
every
does
time.
the job, is it not?
What the fuck are
Like
you
long
saying?
is still long.
Matt,
Yeah,
what are you saying?
it's not a self burn. It doesn't have to be thick to be a good dig, you know.
What the fuck?
Every time Matt goes to the doctor, like, man, it's just like your.
Why did you just start talking about your huge cock?
Yeah,
what the
your
fuck?
penis
No,
is just
alright.
too big.
Hey, it's not a huge. I wish it was.
We can't find the balls.
No,
in
we
this.
have
It's-
all
it's just
established that
like-
your cock is huge.
Listen, it satisfies the lady friend, and that's all I need. Okay, for it.
No, fucking have you guys all of you know the motherfucker like if you go oh have you ever fucking touched the water when you fucking go to sit down and piss? It's like, oh man, Matt has to fucking tie his dick in a knot so he doesn't fucking this is fucking long ass schlong.
I
And then
do,
we were talking
I do
about-
have
there
that
was one
problem,
time we
but
were
it's
talking
not
about sex
because my
positions.
dick is huge, because there's a lot of my toilet is old and it just.
I've
retains
had
a
that.
lot of water.
I also do touch the.
I think everyone does. I think that's a constant.
Yeah,
problem
everyone does.
No,
It's-
that's not a
It's
constant
also
problem.
a very scary feeling. You're just like,
That's
it's
not
like,
a
it jump
constant
scares you.
problem. But your dick should not touch the tip of the water.
It does.
That's not a thing.
I
Yeah,
don't-
that means you have a giant cock.
it does
Okay,
not-
well then we have
Yes,
giant
it
cocks.
does.
It means giant cocks.
You're
No,
welcome,
I mean-
everybody.
You're
That's not a
welcome.
normal thing. That's not a normal human thing to have that issue. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, well, I mean, okay, well, we started talking. Well, okay, yeah, we were talking about that, and then Matt started talking about his huge cock. I was gonna say that there's a handful of cult classics that everybody has seen or should see. There's Teeth. There's Tusk.
Yes,
I have
There's
seen teeth. Yeah.
there's the wheel one. I forgot what it is with the living wheel and he goes around and killing people.
living. Oh, rubber.
Rubber.
Rubber. Yeah, Rubber. Yeah, I was forced to watch Rubber.
Obviously the best one, the Room.
Yeah.
The Room. Yeah.
And then there's a fifth one that I know.
Well, is Escape Room not a cult classic yet?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was that bad to be a cult movie.
No.
And also, I don't think it has the cult following to be a cult movie. There's also ABCs of Death. Those were a bunch. Those were some cult
crazy
movies.
thing is, like, technically the Thing is
We
a
see
cult
a death
movie. That
and
movie
spawned a
did
Rick and Morty
terrible upon
reference, didn't it
release.
not?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, technically, it is a cult movie, but I'm talking about like bad horror cult movies.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. The Thing is a legit good movie. Is the Thing.
Yeah, exactly. It spawned a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Thanksgiving would be on my list.
Thanksgiving would be up there. It's just most people don't know about it.
Yeah, I know. That's why more people. need to see
That is a
movie.
good one.
The movie. That more people need to see that movie and not the sequel. Ooh. I hope everyone has their watch list out there for their Tubi accounts or wherever these cheap where all these cheap movies can be found.
Well, the thing is,
I'm
when
back
I
in
watched them, they were on Netflix. But
Yeah.
Netflix recently like took a shit.
Oh, Mark, would you like me to read the best DVD I've ever seen in my
No.
life?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, I'm doing.
I said no. He's
I'm
gonna.
just
do it.
gonna read the title, okay? Okay. It's called Bore. And I bought this movie solely based off of the tagline.
Mark,
Okay, what's
I
the
just
tagline?
also want to let you know that
Matt, shut the fuck up. In the outback, no one can hear you squeal.
Keep going. Yeah. Now I have to know.
A thoroughly entertaining and wildly savage bloodbath
Yeah.
from Dead Central. In the Haas Australian outback lives a beast with ruthless driving and need to blood and destruction. It cares for no one, defends its territory with deadly force, and kills
Why do
raw,
you sound like you're a...
animalistic surgery, unlike any seen before, believed to be nothing more than a myth. When the beast ventures closer into civilization, it really cannot be denied. It's brutal. It's bloodthirsty. It's boar.
Why you sounded like you went through like 5 different
Voices?
accents. Yeah, you went through like 5 different. At one point, you sounded like the Southern guy from Family Guy, or sorry, not from Family Guy, from South Park. That's like, you have to kill the milkman.
Ah. Hello.
But yeah, you sound yeah. That's a good movie. That sounds like a fun movie.
Well, I guess we're fading out again.
No, I was just gonna say that I apologize because I woke up and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be funny. I don't have any energy to do it right now. I really debated it.
Funny.
Well, not funny, but like entertaining. Like I did not have energy to be on.
It's fine. Trust me, we got an episode out of it.
Yeah, we did
Alright,
get
that's
an
what's up.
episode out of it. Yeah,
That's what's up.
just me and
I don't-
Johnny.
That's all I care about.
But I didn't have enough energy to
Mark?
be on. So I was like,
Fuck
fuck it.
you for earlier today. I do not have an Asian fetish.
You do the
I don't.
Matt, I'm sorry I told you to
random
shut the
dude.
fuck up. That was a bit.
a random dude literally came out of nowhere and it was like, oh, sounds like you have an Asian fetish.
No, just because I date Asian girls.
Again, Matt, it's not about the Asian girls. You keep focusing on this one thing. That's not the reason. That's not why we say that. That's not.
Why do you say that, Mark?
Every time I say it, you fucking interrupt me. I'm telling you, the reason why is because everything that you do, you fucking focus on Asian women. Fucking Shannon Williams. Oh, Shannon Williams. She's just a goddess. It's different.
Well, just because Shannon Williams, just because I'm obsessed with Shannon Williams and my girlfriend is Shannon, and also Korea, doesn't mean I have an Asian fetish. I'm not helping my point, am I?
No,
Matt, I
you're
would just like
not.
an over under on the women you have dated. Just how many are Asian? This is gonna take a minute, I know, but
Well, no, I'm
in
just
half
saying,
an
like,
hour
that's not
when
the-
you're done doing the math.
That's
Come
it's
back
not.
to
That's
us.
not the only reason. That's not why I say that. I just.
Hang
He's
on,
counting with his
hang on.
fingers.
Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Let me get this one kill I can do with my fingers. Hang on.
You can have.
If
like,
it's in double digits, I'm gonna
I have
fly to
never
Florida
dated
and punch
a-
you in the dick.
I have
It
never
actually might be
dated.
double digits, Johnny. Hang on. Let's see.
I have never dated a goth
We'll
chick
start
with
with the
a
first
bunch of
one.
tattoos and shit, right?
We'll start with the first one.
Oh man,
Really is counting.
can I leave this in?
How do you hear all of us, Johnny?
Huh? I have a headphone
you-
in. See? Ta-da.
Also, why do you go so far away from your computer door?
'Cause I really don't like to be any other location than the comfy couch.
Then just move
14.
your computer closer. It just doesn't. Jesus Christ, dude.
Wait, what was the number?
14.
14?
Yeah.
Matt, that's like
No, 15 counting my most recent
Matt,
girl,
that's-
my actual girlfriend right now.
like you could have to quote Steve Hofstetter, you could have
Also,
like
I'm
two
saying it, Mark,
you
you
could have a
me.
5v5 basketball game and like 4 kids like we got next. Like that's to quote Steve Hofstetter.
You listen to Steve Hofstetter?
I do. I love his stuff. He's a good guy.
Love Steve Hofstetter.
So I guess 15 technically.
Jesus
15.
Christ, dude.
That's 3 basketball teams,
I
Matt.
guess
You could
Shannon
have- that's
does
what I'm
count
saying.
'cause she's my girlfriend.
You could
so
play
I guess
pickup hoop with your Asian girlfriend.
You could do 5v5 basketball and then have another team get next. Like
Yeah.
like have another team be like, when you guys are done, we're going. You can have a whole tournament. Like
I don't. It just happens. Okay, I live in a very prominent part of Florida that has a lot of Asian people there. What can I say? It's not. I'm not doing it on purpose.
you have never lived there your whole life though.
You have never lived there your whole life.
I've also lived in a very part of the United States that a lot of Asian people.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Philadelphia doesn't have a lot of Asian people.
Florida does not have a lot of Asian people.
Not Florida's.
Also, you're not from Philadelphia. You're from Jersey. We had this discussion with even you out not being around, dude. During Extra Life, we were like, yeah, he's not actually from Jersey. He swears he's from Jersey, but he's not from Jersey. He's from fucking, or he swears he's from Philadelphia, but he's not from Philadelphia. He's from Jersey. Everybody around you, everybody there will be like, yeah, he's from Jersey.
He's from Jersey.
I'm not saying I'm not from Jersey. I'm just saying I was.
You want to be from Philadelphia so bad.
That's where I grew up around.
The only thing Matt has a bigger fetish for than Asian women is Philly cheesesteaks.
Fuck.
They're so good.
Okay, no, that's wrong.
But
really
Matt's
good.
problem is
They're really
that
good.
his dick's too long to fit in a foot long.
No, it's it is too long.
It goes out the top half whenever
Matt
he's
doesn't wear condoms
he's
because
fucking
they're
the
too big.
sandwich.
Matt doesn't wear condoms because they're too small, and he gets they're uncomfortable. And
They can only cover the
I
tip.
feel so uncomfortable, Mark. You want to play Call of Duty with me or not?
Oh, did you invite me?
No,
Matt, am I allowed to leave all that in?
Yes, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
Sweet. Awesome.
Listen, Johnny. If Shannon watches this, I promise you, you're not gonna get upset. So it's fine.
I fucking hate this map so much. No, she's gonna be like, I said the map.
Oh.
I'm on the map with all the cars.
No, she's not gonna care.
No, she's gonna be like, ooh, yeah, they're right.
Mark, you know what? You know what pisses me off too? You guys
His
are
cock
so
is
similar.
so big.
You guys are so similar. And it
In
pisses
Shannon?
me off. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna
fuck
go
yeah,
press the button now.
No. Okay, first of all, can we hang on real quick? Don't press the button yet. I want this. Leave this in. Can we talk about how you're like, I want to switch girlfriends?
I do.
How uncomfortable that made me.
I really want to switch girlfriends.
No, fuck you. No.
Your girlfriend sounds like my perfect woman, and then my girlfriend sounds like your perfect woman.
How does that make any sense?
It does. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's perfect.
What does my girlfriend make to you sounds like your perfect woman?
She just wants to stay inside and do nothing.
No, yes, she wants to stay inside and play like Mario Kart or some shit. She's actually really good at Mario Kart. She's actually way better than me in Smash Bros. I will never admit this out loud.
Oh, I think I'm gonna
If
pass
she
the
watches
kidney
this
stone.
podcast, I do not want this thrown back in my face, Shannon. I do not admit this. Okay, you're not better than me, in Smash Bros. I'm amazing at Smash Bros. I'm just saying. Anyway, no. Like there have been times where I'm like, I want to go out, and she's like, I don't know, it's like I don't want to hang out, and I'm like, all right, you want to hang out and like play something? And she's like, yeah, we'll play the Switch. I'm like, I want to play the Switch. Doesn't mean I want to swap fucking girlfriends with Mark. I don't want your girlfriend, Mark. I'm sorry.
I said I want to. I never said. I don't know why I don't know why you're making it sound like I fucking like I'm holding you at gunpoint, being like, we're gonna do it. I'm like, no, dog. I just said that it was a good idea.
Explore this red can we please do like you guys remember Wife Swap? Like
I'm telling you,
like
yes,
the old
I'm telling you,
the old MTV show. Can we please just like do a parody of that? Like
I'm telling you,
Johnny, I like this one.
Awesome.
I don't want to ruin it.
You don't have to ruin
You're
it.
I don't want him to ruin it.
It won't be. Yeah, he might ruin it, but you won't. Oh my
I like
gosh.
this one.
I'm a very
I didn't
loving
realize
and
that-
caring boyfriend.
I didn't realize that freaking Philadelphia is where all the Catholics went.
Is
Fuck, that's
that a
fucked
Catholic
up.
thing?
What?
Is that a Catholic thing?
They do like the sister wife thingy.
Mm.
Oh
I'm just saying,
gosh.
is like my girlfriend's big booty Latina, and she likes to go out a lot, and that's all you, fam.
Stop, Mark. Stop it.
I'm just saying that's all you.
No, all
That
right,
is a you thing. You love that shit.
First of all, you're going to get me in trouble unintentionally. Second of all,
I can
How
edit
am I
this
gonna get you in
out.
trouble? I'm not gonna
No,
get you in
don't. It's
trouble.
fine.
I'll
Yeah,
cut
no,
it at the other part.
she's not going to watch it. She's not. I know she's
You
not
just
going
like
to
to
watch
jerk off to Latinas.
I'll cut it at before the wife swap. But fuck, I want to keep the footage.
Johnny, you can keep it. It's fine. I promise
can
she's
keep
not going to
it?
watch
Okay, I'm
it.
keeping it.
If not, I'm going to tell her it's fine. And we're
Thank
making
you,
a
Internet.
joke.
Good night,
she's very
everybody.
cool. No, Mark, we're not swapping girlfriends. I'm sorry.
I didn't. I'm Matt. Again, you're acting like I'm putting a gun to your head and being like, do it.
You're like, swap.
Matt, you brought it up.
I know
bring it
because
up.
it was so weird. It
Yeah,
was so weird
because I think it's true. Because I think it's true. It would be
It's
awesome.
not true.
Man,
It is true. I think it would be great.
For a podcast filled with big dicks, there's a lot of
hold on,
small
hold on,
dick
hold on,
energy
right?
going.
Opposite attract,
Hold on, I gotta
right?
yell-
So
I
the
gotta
reason
yell
why
at
you
these
like
people.
the reason you like your girlfriend so much because she gets out of the house. She's like you're opposite, right?
He's
And mine does
yelling
the
at
opposite.
fucking-
I get her out,
He's in a
and she
cop
What did you
likes it when I
say?
get her out. She's like,
What did you say?
this bar.
He didn't hear you say that you were gonna yell at people. Oh, God.
Yeah, I said I had to yell at people. I'm playing Call of Duty.
Oh,
I'm pressing the button. We're done.
All right, Johnny, leave all this in, by the way.
Good night, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast. We finally hit
just
the
saying-
3 format.
I'm just saying that it would be great if we did.